Okay, so, whew, let's talk about capacity and responsibility, because I'm over here thinking about all the things that I need to do. And as I become reminded again and again, I need to come back to my prayer mat first, bring it all, bring everything that I'm feeling, everything that I'm thinking, right? And this is what I've come to discover, what I continue to discover about capacity expansion, because I've talked about that before, expanding our capacity to hold and to receive. But here's the thing. If you want to hold more and have more, you're gonna have to put some things down. And that is going to look different for everybody. But we each have to be willing to be responsible for that first. What are you willing to put down? What are you willing to let go of? And this is where I also need us to think about grief, because part of what it is that we need to put down is the unconscious attachments that we have to the way things were or the way things are, right? And actually grieving things that we don't have, or things that we're losing or that we're lost, or some way that things didn't go for us that we wanted them to go, and we haven't grieved that yet. That, are you willing to put it all down? And for me, my invitation for people is, are you willing to bring it to the prayer mat? To bring it to prayer, because there I get to lay it all out. It is not that I don't want to be responsible for more things in life, especially as someone who's up to something in the world, who always has been. And I see now that part of the reason that I wasn't given certain things before was because I didn't have the capacity to take responsibility for those things, because there were other things in my life that I wasn't taking responsibility for. So that when I was, smoking weed and drinking regularly without really being conscious of what it was doing to me and my body, when I wasn't fully taking care of my body, when the relationship choices I was making were keeping me looping in unhealthy cycles and habits and victim consciousness and the drama triangle, right? A victim, perpetrator, rescuer, right? Like that kind of thinking. I had to give that up by saying no to certain relationships in my life, to certain lifestyles that I was leading. It's like God wouldn't have given me more. Life wouldn't have given me more. Yes, I could have done as much capacity expansion in that realm as possible, but it still would not have created the space that I now have, that I continue to have in my life, because I've given up those old ways of living and those old lifestyles and habits, and because I've actually been allowing myself, I've allowed myself to grieve how I was living and what the impact was on my life. And so this is not about whatever your choices are your choices. It's for you. That's between you and you. It's between you and God, right? But it's really to ask this question of, what am I willing to take responsibility for right now? And that might look like taking responsibility for how I feel, like actually getting on my knees and being with how I feel in my body, and the frustration and the sadness, and actually verbalizing the anger and the grief and whatever it is that's there, like giving it all up. This is why I love the idea of, placing it on the altar for God, or placing it at God's feet. The more we take all that stuff that's swirling inside and just lay it down, it does create space. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna do everything that I need to do to create this new life that I'm here to create today, but I then have space to take the next step. What are you willing to lay down, to offer at the altar, to give up to let go of, to grieve, to create space. So that capacity expansion isn't this thing that we're trying to do. It is a thing that happens as a natural result of that which we are willing to give up, willing to let go of, willing to feel, willing to grieve, that automatically creates space for something new to flow in, including the next right action, which could be making a nourishing meal, going to the gym, doing whatever tasks is needed for whatever it is that you're up to in life, or for whatever your job is, or whatever it is that you're passionate about. Just you then have space to take the next action. So, responsibility. I used to shy away from this word. And I now see it's because there was so much I wasn't taking responsibility for, but it's not about beating oneself up. It's just recognizing, noticing, being willing to face the truth, being willing to feel what one feels, what I have felt in the facing of that truth. In that moment, I have taken responsibility. I'm no longer running from responsibility. I've taken responsibility for what is true and what I need to do to have something move. So I hope that serves. Sending you so much love. We are here to be stewards, of beautiful ideas and communities and relationships and lives that are lived in devotion and in creation. And so I'm so here to empower people to recognize our ability to do that, to create that, and to be so gracious with ourselves, like so much grace in this process. Grace is like the lubricant to have it all happen with greater ease. Even the really challenging things can happen with greater ease when we bring grace. So, that's my word for today.